I've heard the things you've said. I've heard your outrage and your deep concern. Your outrage at your only son, and your concern for me, whom you scarcely know. You worry about my virtue, for my shame, my dignity and self-respect. You wish for my happiness, but you're misled. My happiness does not, nor cannot lie within your troubled and overstimulated son. We girls are fed on dreams of Prince Charming. I, however, have another dream. In my dreams, an older man appears, offers me a hand that understands fragility, does not wish to break things, a mature hand. And I see an older face that has felt rejection as well as triumph, not a fatherly face. My dream wants me as a woman, not a daughter, but does not want to possess and count as conquest my novelty in youth. It is a man whose embrace is warmed by the ripeness of his age, sweetened by the mellowing of experience, and on his craggy chest the hairs tipped with gray, and brush against my bosom, scratching me with joy. And I throw myself into this man, his pupil and his teacher, your pupil and your teacher. I shall be your pupil by my experience, and your teacher by my youth, for we must all be newly taught by new imaginings every day. I shall bend to you and do your will, shall please you as you instruct me, and place myself in the cradle of your hand. You shall know me from the crown of my head to the base of my foot, shall know my secrets and my shams, and every rise and shallow of my body. I shall give you my life, in return for a greater life. Since I saw you, sir, on this evening, I knew the reason for my previous silence. I shall go into the afternoon now, and you will come to me, or not come to me. If you walk through that door, the bond will be ever binding and fulfilled. If you do not, I shall continue, the silent virgin for people to worry about and misunderstand. I can give you my youth, a new life. But if you decline, I understand. Here I am. Yours I am. Use me as you will. Fast forward to the summer between junior and senior year of high school. Nikki's father, the local pastor and pillar of the community, realizes his only son has never had a girlfriend. He goes through hell, high water, and countless daughters of the American Revolution to find him one. We endure no less than 6 ice cream socials at which only chocolate and vanilla are served because, I quote, strawberry is for whores. Ultimately, none of the lovely corn-fed young ladies hold the young man's interest. So, he invites Nick to come to one of his meetings that he holds at the church. In the meetings, men go in doubting their manhood and emerge as good Christians. The pastor says it's just to observe, kinda like take your gay son to work day. Naturally, Nick starts to panic, so I offer to be his girlfriend. So one Friday night, we stay out really late, until about, 9:30. Can you remember when 9:30 was late? We sneak up onto the porch swing and pretend to shush each other and giggle, when we're actually whispering things like, okay, giggle on 3. 1, 2, now, Finally, we hear someone coming to the door, and just as we rehearsed, we start rubbing noses. Suddenly, Pastor Daldry bursts through the door. We stop rubbing noses and stand up, and he looks over us and asks, "What's going on here, children?" And I tell him the truth. "Nothing." And Pastor gets this huge grin on his face and pats his son on the shoulder, and from that moment on, Nikki and I are a couple. Oh, our parents were so happy. They set the date and bought the rings, and next thing we knew it was, I do. You may now kiss the bride. Everybody do the electric slide. And we were hitched. That's the story of how I married your boyfriend. Can you guess where they sent us on our honeymoon? Colonial Williamsburg. Don't even ask me why. Anyway, that night I was sitting on the bed watching gymnastics on cable. Nick comes in after spending a year in the bathroom and starts trying to be romantic with me, and I start laughing. He's like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "What do you think you're doing?" He says, "Well, it's our wedding night." And I'm like, "Yeah? And I'm watching this." And he goes, "You don't think we should?" So finally I just come out with it, "Nick, we're gay." He almost passes out. And I say, honestly, Nick, do you think I would have married you if we weren't? And he was like, you knew? And I was like, hello?